Hello everyone, this is the Zen God. I told you I'll be making these videos daily to keep you guys updated, and we're going to talk about some really cool topics. So I should have talked about this topic from very day one, how to keep your crypto and your coins safe. I like calling them coins versus crypto, but how to keep your coins safe, how to have the best security, how to keep them secure. So that's one of the most important topics, but let's get into some more exciting news. We'll finish off with the security. So let's get into this. Digital asset investor. This is a great source of information. I follow him. He's dope. This is a great person to keep connected with. As you guys know, if you've been purchasing on Coinbase, a lot of people have. That's the most popular, most easy to use for starters. On the 19th, they're stopping trading. That just means you'll no longer be able to purchase XRP. Doesn't mean they're going to delist it and your coins are going to disappear. You're not going to be able to hold your coins on Coinbase anymore. Your wallet will still be there. Nothing's going to change. You just won't be able to purchase it until they allow the trading, which they say will happen after the SEC lawsuit is dropped, which could happen real soon. So, yeah, if you guys only use Coinbase, you don't have any other exchange, you're not completely happy with your accumulation, like how many coins you have total, tomorrow might be a good idea to, this is not financial advice, by the way, this is just me just talking and it's entertainment only, I guess. That's what everyone else says, so I'll say it. But yeah, so if you only use Coinbase, it's super easy. Some of the other exchanges are kind of hard if you're new. So you might want to consider just having this tomorrow, your last day of purchasing, and then writing it out. That's what I'm doing. I have my bags packed. I'm happy with how much I have, and I'm going to see what happens on the other side. That's pretty important to go over. And then I talk about this a lot. So I'm going to show you video proof. I talk about a lot of times how XRP is not made for the retail investor. It's made for institutions. It's made for governments, potentially even the IMF, the World Bank, some of the top institutions in the world. I showed you a video of the 9th largest institution testing XRP on the Interledger protocol. So I thought I would show you proof. Some people speculate that the only reason why we're able to kind of play in the market as long as we have, because we were part in testing it and making sure the coin actually worked, the technology worked. So we actually helped build the network. That's why we were able to have it. And something else I thought of, back when XRP initially did that huge bull run, when it went up like 1,000%, it went up to $3.80. I think that's more than 1,000%. It went from like 2 cents to $3.80. It wasn't really on many exchanges. I had to purchase it on Binance at that time. It wasn't on Coinbase. It wasn't that readily available to the public. So it's almost like we're going back in time and repeating the past. So just because it's not on Coinbase doesn't mean it can't move. Remember that. So let's watch this video to show kind of what I've been talking about so much.
XRP. A lot of it, as you say, is very shallow trading by individuals. And that is not the use case that we are pursuing. What we are pursuing is the use of XRP as a financial asset by sophisticated institutions as a bridging mechanism. So does this hurt or harm? Well, it creates a lot of noise. And we certainly don't want that much noise, but we're waiting. And for example, this last quarter, the bulk of XRP sales were to institutional investors. And as this transitions away from retail to institutions, we'll start to use it for wholesale, financial usage. That's when the turning point will come.
Now,
See what I'm saying? You remember I showed you guys the other day how cancel. Somebody told me when I stop recording when I'm playing these videos, my mic goes down. But anyway, so you remember the other day I showed you guys the CBDC, the central bank toolkit, how XRP is made for wholesale. This guy just said the same thing. And this isn't some small fry. This is a huge banker up here telling you this. As we've transitioned from the retail to institutions, wholesale, we saw the most relevant two coins for wholesale CBDCs, or the JPM coin and the XRP coin. I told you exactly why. XRP is better. It's interoperable, has a lot more benefits. So let me go through some other things to kind of. So here it is. The IMFC is still talking about it. The IMF is still talking about it. Yeah, it's saying 23% of central banks can legally issue digital currencies. So that means right now about 40 banks can legally start issuing CBDCs. If you're a numbers guy, 17, it's right here. So it's all ready to go. Everything's getting set up. The IMF is talking about digital currencies a lot. I showed you guys yesterday a bunch of clips. There's even speculation that XRP could end up in the hands of IMF, which I'm sure will happen. So this is some good news. I showed you guys a little clip, like a little screenshot of what Christine Lagarde said. So I thought I would show you the official clip. So let's go into this. I showed you guys the screenshot yesterday.
It's a speculative asset by any account. I mean, when you look at the most recent developments upward and now the most recent downward trend, for those who had assumed that it might turn into a currency, terribly sorry, but this is an asset, and it's a highly speculative asset, which has conducted some funny business and some interesting and totally reprehensible money laundering activity. I think that there are criminal investigations that have taken place that I'm sure will continue to take place that demonstrate it very clearly. And there has to be regulations, and this has to be applied and agreed upon. It's a matter that needs to be agreed at a global level, because if there is an escape, that escape will be used. So I think it needs to be if anything, it shows that global cooperation, multilateral action is absolutely needed, whether it's initiated by the G7, moved into the G20, and then enlarged, but it's something that needs to be addressed. And FATF is clearly an organization that has expanded in that respect.
Look at her body language, look into her eyes. She's dead serious. People taking it as a joke. She's dead serious. You know what else I just noticed right here, listening to this again? She said, it's not a currency, it's a digital asset. I remember a few years back, Brad Garlinghouse was the person, and she's practically dating Brad Garlinghouse. They would make a great couple. That's a joke. But they go around all the time. She's taken Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, to some of the most powerful meetings in the world, like with Swiss banks. So she's parading Brad Garlinghouse around, and Brad Garlinghouse was the one that said, hey, I don't think cryptocurrency is the right terminology for cryptocurrencies. I think what these are digital assets. He called XRP a digital asset. And she said right here, this isn't a currency, this is a digital asset and needs regulation. And I've been telling you guys, beating the drum over and over again, regulation is coming. It doesn't mean Bitcoin is going to disappear. It just, we're still in the early days. So it's like, I mean, I'm not a fan of it, but I see the vision. It's rare. It can have a purpose, but there is going to be regulation. It's not just going to keep going up in a straight line. That's just not how life works. So there's the Christine Lagarde thing that I've been telling you guys about. Let's look what else. I've posted this on my TikTok and some other platforms. So if you guys see right here, HSBC, this is the big bank. They have you could look it up yourself for the source. Distributed ledger technology and capital markets, game changers, future trends, security services. So yeah, this is a great feed. You can look into this. What are the most compelling use cases for DLT in capital markets? Payments is right here. And DLT can stream end-to-end value transfers, reducing costs, operational risk, settlement periods, instant settlements with XRP. And it specifically names XRP Ledger provides real-time cross-border settlements. Exactly what it said, instant, using tokens that represent central bank digital currencies. Yeah, so the central bank digital currency will probably be built off the open source XRP network, the Ledger. So Everywhere a tool process. Yeah. So this is right here. But let me show you guys the joke. Let me show you the narrative that the maxis want you to believe. So this made me laugh so hard. This guy called him out, this Florida Gator trader. This guy's cool. So Dan held 100% of those conversations have been about Bitcoin, and 0% of them have been about any other crypto asset. So he posted this. He didn't even show the source. Well, I guess it says NYDIG CEO, big institutions are only interested in Bitcoin. And I guess he did show the block crypto. I mean, the thing about a lot of these crypto pages, how credible are they? And do we know if they're heavily invested in Bitcoin and have an agenda? So you got to take these for a grain of salt. I've seen some funny people bagging on him. I can't see it. But anyway, so Dan Held is telling you 0%. They're telling you all these other things are shitcoins, and they don't want you to look at anything. It's either that my conspiracy is they are early investors in Bitcoin and they want everyone to only use Bitcoin, because if everyone only uses Bitcoin, it's good for them, because I mean they're super greedy. They don't want technology. They don't want innovation in this field. They don't want other innovations. They don't want other winners. They only want people to invest into their project. It's almost like a Ponzi scheme. Everyone only focus on Bitcoin so I can get richer and I can get richer. That's really what it comes down to. Like, why would you want to stop innovation? That's like saying never create a new cell phone because the iPhone's best. What if Elon Musk tomorrow comes out with a better phone? I'm going to be okay with, I'm not going to be dogmatic and only believe in the iPhone. I'm wishing that a better technology comes out in the future. And that's how everyone should be. So anyone that's stuck in the past, like that's probably not the best source of advice. Maybe I'm being too blunt, but I don't really care anymore. So I thought this was funny. His thoughts are as ancient as his looks. People bagging on him. Yeah, it's ancient. It's ancient. If there's a fast, XRP is for payments. It doesn't have to be in competition with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is store of value. XRP wants to be for payments. It's instant. It's free to use. You should support innovation and technology, especially if you live in America. Why wouldn't you want an American company to succeed? And we know, so it's just funny. This is just some of the funny games. This is why you have to do your own research, and you have to be intelligent to see through this stuff. I'm not going to get fooled by these fudsters. Hell no. I think there's even a better one real quick. Okay, so Anders L. This is a cool guy too. He posted this thing. If this is true, this really builds on it. XRP represents a central bank digital currency. This would support my theory that Ripple is trying to position XRP ledger to issue synthetic CBDCs on. I've been saying the same thing. They're going to build the CBDCs off the XRP network. So a lot of us are coming to the same conclusions through our research. Okay, what else do I have here? I get all these tabs and all this research, and I think it's going to take me a long time to explain, and then I end up going through it a lot faster than I thought. So before I get into Mr. Pool and the ledger, I want to show you guys a cool XRP thing that you could gauge where you're at on the XRP rich list. So some people ask, how many coins should I have to make it? How many coins do I need to have to get the moon Lambos Zen? How many coins do I have to be a millionaire? I don't have the answers. Another answer I don't have is, a lot of people ask, what do you think the price is going to? I have no idea. I'm just in it for the ride. I like the technology. I'll be happy if it goes to 10 bucks. But I believe it's going to go a lot higher. So I don't know that I'm never going to give price predictions. I'm going to focus on the fundamentals, the technology, and more. So here's the rich list. Remember I told you there's only 2 million people in the world with wallets of XRP. And like I mentioned, I have 6 wallets. So there's a good chance less than 2 million people own XRP. So out of 2 million people, you guys do the math in the comment section. I don't like math. It's not my thing. So 2 million, now let's say 10% of those 2 million wallets only hold 2,500. Let me do the math, how much money that cost. Be patient. So this is the rich list. To be in the top 10% of all holders, well, so $1,000 investment puts you at, you guys see, 3,500 coins. So you'll be over the 10%. Let's try 500. No, it's going to be around 700. So $700 gives you exactly 2,400 coins. So that put 2,481. So $700 gets you in the top 10% of all XRP holders in the entire world. I like that. Now, if you want to be in the top 1% of the new 1%, if you want to be the 1% of the new 1%, you know my catchphrase that I say, you need 74,000 coins. So this is a good way to measure where you're at, and you could set goals for yourself. I set goals for myself. If you guys still want to accumulate XRP, you could always buy it on Uphold. It's owned by Greg Kidd. Greg Kidd owns a significant amount of XRP. He believes in it. He's not going to delist, or I shouldn't use that word, halt the sales of XRP. So you can still buy it on Uphold after the 19th if you want to still keep filling your bags. But here's a list. So there's not that many people. There's not that many of us, and out of the people, there's not that many people with that much. Let's go into the security. So a lot of people want to know the safest way to store their crypto. Of course, you could always leave it on the exchange on Coinbase. I believe it's insured. A lot of people are super freaked out. One of the reasons why I think Coinbase is fine is they're planning on IPOing. That means they want to go on the stock market. So I believe they have to keep a really clean reputation to be featured as an IPO. Like if they're about to go on the stock market, right, and a huge fraud thing happens where their exchange gets hacked, tons of people lose their coins, they're not going to, I don't think they're going to want to feature them on the stock market. However, there's always risk in having your coins on the exchange. All those stories about Bitcoin getting hacked back in the day came from exchanges. Blockchain and crypto cannot be hacked itself, but the exchange can be hacked. And the exchange can be, you're on a small, like an exchange can declare bankruptcy and go on the run, or different sketchy things like that. However, if you want to be your own bank, if you want to be your own financial boss, there's a lot of games that Coinbase plays sometimes, like when the market skyrockets, like when the bull market's happening, coincidentally, Coinbase will shut down and you can't buy or sell, and it fucks people up. So if you want to avoid that risk, if you just want to have personal responsibility over your coins and bank yourself, what you want to do is go down the ledger route. I only recommend what I'm doing. I don't have just one, I have two. And they're really cool. So there's a lot of security that's involved. I'll show you the X. So I have the Nano X and the S. This is actually the S. So S is right here. This one's not, there's like these buttons right here. I bought this one first just to try it out. I ended up liking it a lot, and I upgraded it to the S. I mean the X. It's a little bit more modern. It has I think better, it feels better. It has this cool, like these buttons right here that are really nice. So one of the fears that people have, like if blackouts happen, they won't be able to access their coins on Coinbase or anything like this. This will be offline. This is holding your crypto offline, so it's impossible to hack. You're holding it offline, and there's a lot of security. Even if someone tried to hack, they have to physically touch these buttons and type the code in on here to hack your computer. So there's like triple layers of security on it. That's why I like it. And you're physically owning your own coins. They're in your possession. So here's some important things you guys need to know. Do not purchase and there might be some legit ones. This is what I've heard from the experts. Do not purchase your ledger from Amazon. A lot of people do not purchase it from Amazon. You want to go to the official site and purchase it from the website. Now, I think the shipping says like 2 weeks. From a bunch of people that I know, they say that it actually comes a lot faster than they say on the website. I think Amazon will tell you they can ship it faster, and that's sketchy to me. So I've heard lots of stories about how on Amazon there's a compromise, like people will compromise these, and then they'll put them on Amazon pretending to be ledger. So in my opinion, it's not worth the risk. And it could be a 1% chance, could be a 5% chance. I'm not willing to take a 1% with my XRP. Like, this is my baby, you know, like if there's a 1% chance, my baby, like I'm not going to risk that. So also, nobody will ever call you. Ledger will never email you. They'll never text you asking you for your private keys. If anyone ever asks for your private keys, honestly, just punch them in the face. You know that they're trying to scam you. And I've had people, I've heard stories of someone who, and it was a real situation where they called Coinbase support. This is a horror story. So they called Coinbase support, and they kept emailing Coinbase, and Coinbase wouldn't get back to them. And then some guy called them up and then asked them to get access and remote into their laptop. And he was going to fix their Coinbase account. It was a scammer, of course, because Coinbase will never call you, neither will Ledger. And he remoted into their laptop and then pretty much sent all the Bitcoin out right in front of their eyes and wiped their accounts. Horrifying. There's nothing you could do about it. So please guard yourself. We're still in the Wild West. Back in the day, you would be on a state, you'd have a horse and you'd be riding across the desert with your gold, and some what do they call it? Outlaws, cowboys will come and rob you for your gold. It's the same thing. We have gold, people want it, and they'll do a lot of crazy things. It says right here, beware of phishing attacks. Ledger will never ask for the 24 words of your recovery seed. Never share them. That's step one. And I assume people know a lot of this stuff, but let's just put it all out there. So make sure you buy from the official site. Make sure you never give your private keys out. Know that if someone's calling you, it's a scam. Know if someone's emailing you, it's a scam. Another big thing about the Ledger is a lot of people got freaked out because there was a security breach. Really, the only information they got was your email and your phone number and maybe your address, your e-commerce details. And they didn't give any of this information, like your private keys or anything. None of that got breached. Ledger doesn't keep those. So yeah, let's continue. So then I'll show you what the actual application does. So then you actually have an application on your, type in another password to get in. I'm not going to show you guys now, but it's really nice and organized. You see your whole portfolio on your laptop. That's also good too. Like, I'm the type of guy, I'm always looking on Coinbase every day. It's better mentally for me. I'll tell you my strategy to put my coins in here and just pretty much lock them up in my safe. So that way I don't touch it. I don't have to think about it. I don't see my money going up and down. I just put it away and forget about it. It's also good if you're a long-term holder to it's like a savings account. It's almost like holding gold. So I'll show you guys. I talk a lot about my gold and silver too on this show. So here's an example of a 10 ouncer. Silver, I believe in 2021 is going to have a big year. A lot of solar technology depends on silver. Silver is one of the best electrical currents. It's like as more iPhones, as more electrical cars, as more solar technology is developed, silver will rise. This is a 5-ounce coin. You could get ounce coins like this. They're fun too. You could get different designs. I got all different types of designs. Here's an Indian one. I don't know if you can see it. Stacking silver is fine. It's also good in emergency situations. If everything crashes, all the grid goes down. The dollar collapses totally. Precious metals would probably be one of the only things we could trade besides like ammo and food and things like that. So it has real value because it could actually, we could go on, but silver could easily hit its previous all time of I believe around $50 or not more. I had a great year this year. Last year in 2020. So, and it's the same philosophy as having a Nano. So some people, when they invest in the gold and silver, they trust other entities to hold their gold and silver. That's like trusting Coinbase to hold it for you. And most of the gold experts tell you that you should own gold and silver in your own possession. So if you need it in an emergency, you have it. And I believe the same thing with crypto. And if you have the power to be your own bank, I say F the bankers. Like let's take the power back in ourselves. But it takes responsibility. Not everybody wants that. Not everybody needs to. The Coinbase is fine for some people. Okay, so let's get into I touched everything as far as security. Oh, here's another option if you don't like Ledger. The Trezor is supposed to be good too. I don't own it, but I've heard things. So they have a few different models. It's offline, same idea. But they have 5-star customer support, experts ready to help you at all times. They have a lot of the coins. You would need to get the better model though. If you're an XRP holder, you need to get I believe it's called the T, because one of the lower models doesn't carry XRP. So make sure you get the model with XRP if you choose this one over the Ledger. Now let's go down the rabbit hole now. We're going to talk about Mr. Pool. So the unique thing about Mr. Pool is if you go to Mr. Pool's post page, you won't see any of these. Because what he does is he posts usually a picture that has a meaning that we're supposed to decode, anons are supposed to decode. And then he posts it and he instantly deletes it. And the only way the message gets delivered if anons have their notifications on and they screenshot it right when he posts it, and then they spread it like wildfire. So Mr. Pool posted, anons screenshot it, he deletes it, and that's been the story. Some of the significant posts are still up there, but the messages that he's been posting have been pretty crazy lately. He posts predictions of future political events and also XRP. He's mentioned some other coins too, but specifically XRP. You look at their pinned tweet. At the end of it, there's like a XRP logo. But a lot of his predictions came true. So just to start it off, let me show you this one. Just to give you an example. So this is 11/3, November 3rd, the day of the election, the day before the election, I think. And then it shows the White House, restricted area, do not enter, as a big wall. Isn't this kind of how Washington, D.C. looks right now, all fenced in with a wall? This is an example of his prediction. There's tons and tons and tons of more examples of his predictions that came true. So here's one right here. This is pretty trippy. This is from November. But then he just went off today. So yesterday he posted Joe Biden in black. Make that bigger. This was yesterday, 1/16. This freaked out a bunch of people. They're like, oh my gosh, is Joe Biden actually gonna win? I gotta watch what I say on YouTube now. You know, we're not in. The First Amendment appears to not, big tech doesn't like it, so I gotta be careful. Posted this, people shocked. All these people shocked. This guy shocked. He looks like a normie, definitely. This channel is not for the normies. And then this is the most significant one. He also posted this one yesterday. This big, I don't have it right here, but it said congratulations. And then, but then it's right above the New York Police Department. It's kind of clues that maybe get handcuffs. I gotta watch what it says. Posted this lily. This represents death. You look up the meaning of it. Back in the past, the gold king, or the gold standard's coming back. I firmly believe that. Who is the master of chess? DJT is the master of chess. You guys also got to look back on the history of him. Remember back in the day, he used to brag about having a golden toilet. He always talked about gold, and he was sending clues about what's to come. The gold standard. Here's another one from 12.5, the golden tie. Cash next to his ass, because basically you could wipe your ass with it. That's what I take from it. Fiat's going down. Gold, because fiat's controlled by the cabal. We need a new system if we want to really create freedom and prosperity. Here's another cool timeline. Let's go up to today's post. Where are they? Are you ready? This could be, are you ready for the XRP moon? Are you ready for the show to begin as far as the political stuff with 17? I've been talking about this all year. The phoenix is going to rise. It's going to appear that XRP is dead and nobody wants to invest into it, and it's bad investment. And then as soon as it appears to be totally dead and in the ashes, what do phoenix do? They have to die before they're reborn. And then the beauty comes out, and it's a new age. So the phoenix is going to rise from the ashes of the old world. You guys remember December 21st, 2020, astrology-wise, we entered a new age. We entered the age of Aquarius. And there's lots of prophecies about the age of Aquarius, how there's supposed to be prosperity and all this. Saturn is losing control of the universe. Saturn represents the current world leaders. Posted this today. The stage is set. That's what and keep in mind, this is my interpretation. Everybody, you type in Mr. Poll on Twitter search bar, you'll see a bunch of people posting. And what you're gonna do is click it and then read the comments, because everyone's speculating, helping each other. All the anons are like working together, sharing their theories. It's like it's also like it's building a community. Like this is all what it's all about. Like we're all helping each other decode this and come up with our interpretation. The stage is set. It's all been planned. I've been saying that we're watching a movie. This is all part of the plan. Hope this is big enough for you guys. Everything's been planned. There's no coincidence, only the illusion of coincidence. It's all planned. There is no coincidence. How many coincidences before mathematically impossible? The office of the comptroller of the currency, he's probably ready to drop the regulations for XRP. We heard 6 to 8 weeks. It's almost been 6 to 8 weeks since Brian Brooks came out with that video. It's coming. I'll actually play that video after this. So this is where Brian Brooks is at. We know XRP regulatory clarity is supposed to come from there. We go back to here. Are you ready? I'm ready. I don't want to work a 9 to 5 anymore. I don't know about you guys. I never really have. I've always kind of been an entrepreneur anyway, so. But I'm just talking about freedom. Here it is. He's getting the last laugh. The boss. He's ready. He's going to get the last laugh. Mr. Poole, his predictions. When I first found out about him, I waited to share any information, anybody about him, until like I really dove in and saw kind of what it was all about. And there's been too many coincidences lately for me to doubt it. There's some more that Val, this guy is cool. He's a numerologist. He's really on point with his predictions. Remember, USD needs ambulance. The dollar needs ambulance. Let's see right here. The dollar. This all happened today. Let's see what else I got. So we'll watch one video together, and I'm going to wrap this up. And just take the Mr. Poll with a grain of salt. I don't know why people criticize looking into this type of stuff. It's fun to speculate and see a picture and try to come up with a meaning. At the end of the day, we're just critically thinking, and it's growing our brain and helping us become more intelligent. There's nothing wrong with researching. Who cares whether it's real or fake? It's cool. I believe it's real, but some people are just way too serious in life. Can't take a. These are all pretty long videos.
As it is that we prevent money laundering and terrorism financing. So believe me, there's a balance here, and it's got to work.
For record, what's behind the rally and is a crackdown coming? We're joined by Brian Brooks, acting comptroller of the currency. Brian, thanks so much for joining us. I want to first start off by asking you about a tweet that your former boss at Coinbase, the CEO, Brian Armstrong, sent out last week. And he said that the Treasury could be, quote, planning to rush out some new regulation regarding self-hosted crypto wallets before the end of the term. Is that true?
Now, look, Melissa, rumors abound in Bitcoin more than almost any other place. What I would tell you is we're very focused on getting this right. We're very focused on not killing this. And it's equally important that we develop the networks behind Bitcoin and other cryptos as it is that we prevent money laundering and terrorism financing. So believe me, there's a balance here, and it's going to work for everybody.
So that's neither a yes or no answer to that. Should we be expecting some new regulations by the end of the Trump term?
I think you're going to see a lot of good news for crypto by the end of the Trump term. Some of it's going to have to do with banks connecting to blockchain. Some of it's going to be more clarity around the nature of these assets.
So we already seen that the clarity as far as banks connecting on blockchains and running nodes, that already happened. So this is a busy man right here. That already happened. Let's continue.
So believe me, there's going to be very positive messages coming out. At the same time, it's a dangerous world out there. We have to be honest about that. But nobody's going to ban Bitcoin. Nobody's going to ban some of these transmission technologies. I think it's going to be a lot less bad than people worry about.
In terms of the impact of the Biden administration, Janet Yellen has said that in the past that she's no fan of cryptocurrency. How should investors, particularly crypto investors, piece together who Biden has appointed so far in his team and where crypto could be going during his term?
Here's the funny thing about America is what matters more than what any given president or treasury secretary thinks about something is what people want. So remember, the taxi cab commissioners of America hated Uber and did everything they could to keep it out, but Americans wanted it, and it's here to stay. It's the same thing with Bitcoin. We've gotten to a point where adoption's too widespread, the technology's too important, the need for the currency and store of value is too important for it to go away. So I'm not too worried about that.
Hey, Brian. It's good to have you on. So in the past, we had Secretary Mnuchin on, and I swear this is one of our, in terms of Twitter exploding, he talked about money laundering and sort of the nefarious uses of Bitcoin, et cetera, and all of his concerns. And I asked him, well, I remember at the time, I didn't know it was going to be that profound, but I said, in the history of the world, and all we know about money laundering and drug cartels and everything that's ever been done, it's all been done with fiat money and cash. And now there's Bitcoin, which is new, and they keep saying, oh, no, it's going to be used for, I mean, it's never been a problem to launder money and to do nefarious things using the existing system. So why is that an appropriate sort of a red herring that we always hear?
Look, there's a thing in the world called behavioral psychology, and it tells us we have a whole bunch of biases that we're not even aware of. And the answer is we have something called status quo bias. We think the status quo is safe no matter what it is, and we think whatever is different is dangerous. Those of us who are on the technology vanguard kind of get that, and what we understand is the same risks that have always existed will keep existing, but we'll have amazing new applications, incredible friction-free futures, and all of that stuff. There will always be bad guys, and no matter what technology we have, they will be there. The question is, are we going to sacrifice all the benefits of the future because we're so wedded to the past? I don't think Americans are going to do that, and that's why Bitcoin is where it is and why market volumes are what they are. People have finally adopted at scale, and we have to adapt to that.
Yeah, I think the money laundering argument and the nefarious use that's like one of the worst arguments against crypto and crypto adoption. But Brian, I wanted to follow up on the point you made in terms of, do you think good things are coming by the end of the Trump term for cryptocurrency? Are you in the camp who believes that more regulation in cryptocurrency will be a good thing overall for the industry?
Now, look, I wouldn't say more regulation. This is not like your breakfast cereal box where it talks about weight, not volume. I don't think we need 50 regulations instead of 2. But what we do need is clarity about what's allowed. And so we need some guidance, for example, about whether banks can connect directly to blockchains as payment networks. The answer has to be yes, right? We needed answers about, can banks custody cryptocurrency so that institutions felt comfortable adopting? And you saw what happened when we gave that clarity. So you have clarity across a variety of areas that I think you'll be seeing just in the next 6 to 8 weeks, which will make it easier for crypto investors to know how to invest, to know how institutions can be in this asset class. And those are the things that are driving prices at this point. You know, may have hit a bubble.
Yes, there you guys go. That's Brian Brooks. He just said, you just heard it from his mouth, 6 to 8 weeks. This was a while ago. And guess what office he runs? You like what he was saying? He runs this office. He is the comptroller of the currency. Now let's go back to here. Let's go back down here. Are you ready? There's only so many of us that have done enough research to find this opportunity. The whole world is focused on this or focused on that. We're grounded, we're doing the homework, and we're going to capitalize on this groundbreaking wealth transfer. So many people are distracted. They're not paying attention. You walk into any store in the world right now, you will see the QR code. They're even sending me mail with a QR code. The QR code is everywhere. What's important about that? We know that's getting us ready for the digital age, blockchain age. So only the people that are doing their homework every single night, they're researching, doing their due diligence, are going to be able to be a part of this wealth transfer. And the fact that you're on this video shows that you're one of the few that will be able to capitalize the most. So congratulations. I'm excited. We're almost there. We have to have strong hands, hodl. That means hold on for dear life, and be persistent. Do enough research that you're confident. Maybe you're confident enough in your investment so that you could hold through anything. Like I said before, if it goes down to 2 cents, I'm not going to be stressed. I'm going to be happy because I could buy more. Retrain your mind. Retrain your mind. Be greedy when others are fearful. Be fearful when others are greedy. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm the Zen God. If you like what I have to say, please leave a comment. Please like, please subscribe, and come back tomorrow evening for another video. Okay, everybody, have a great day. I'm closing this.